The restaurant smelled of burnt butter and fake sophistication, my sister's favorite kind of place. She turned 24 that night. Everyone was there, my parents beaming with pride, her friends loud with empty compliments, and him, Ethan, the charming parasite who'd spent the last year feeding on her illusions. When I raised a toast, he cut me off halfway. "Don't tell me it's about your little coding project again," he said, laughing, glancing at my sister for approval. My mother joined in, my father smirked. I set the glass down quietly. The laughter echoed like coins hitting concrete, shallow, metallic, humiliating. I didn't say a word. I just watched. Watched how he enjoyed being the center of attention, the way my sister leaned on him like he was the future. I already knew the truth. That's what made it bearable. Because 3 weeks earlier, I'd seen his future, on my laptop screen. I first met Ethan at my sister's graduation. He shook my hand too firmly and looked at me too long, the kind of stare that measures your worth in silence. My sister said he worked for a reputable software firm. I checked later, it was true. Mid-tier, comfortable, unimpressive. Still, he talked big. Promised her a startup. Promised my parents he'd take care of her. They loved him instantly. I tolerated him. Until one night I overheard him on a call, laughing about how my garage coding hobby was cute but pointless. He didn't know that hobby built predictive algorithms for commercial data systems, or that I'd quietly signed a non-disclosure deal with a rival firm of his employer's biggest client. So I started digging. His company was bidding for a government security contract, one worth millions. I found out through a small thread in his careless words, a casual mention at dinner weeks earlier. That was enough. I built a custom crawler, something to monitor the data repositories linked to his firm's public-facing servers. Nothing illegal, just curiosity. What I found wasn't classified, but it was messy. Fragments of proprietary code lifted from open-source projects without licensing, patched and masked as their own. Corporate plagiarism, the kind that kills contracts. I packaged everything neatly. Dates, file hashes, even commit logs. Then I sent it anonymously to the client's internal audit team, a concerned engineer. They started investigating, quietly. By the time my sister's birthday arrived, I knew the first domino had already started to wobble. Back at the table, my father leaned forward. "Son, you should really think of something serious, not these little coding games." Ethan smirked. "Exactly. Real work means dealing with real systems, real pressure." He poured himself more wine, then said, "We're actually launching a new security module next week. Government tier stuff. Huge project." I tilted my head. "Oh? The one for Prime Secure?" He blinked. Once. Twice. The smile faltered. Yeah, how do you—" I cut him off. "Funny, I heard they froze all partnerships this morning. Something about a code audit." His hand paused mid-air. The wine glass trembled slightly. My sister frowned. My father looked confused. "Is that true?" she asked. Ethan's jaw flexed. That's just a routine check." I nodded slowly. "Sure, must be. Although, it's strange they pulled the contract right before the launch." Silence spread like spilled ink. He excused himself soon after. I let him go. 2 days later, his company's name flooded tech news feeds. Contract suspended. Investigation confirmed code violations. Their stock dipped 38%. The board fired half the team. Ethan was one of them. My sister cried for days. My parents called it bad luck. I didn't correct them. Some truths are quieter when left unspoken. Weeks passed. She stopped mentioning him. She started talking to me again, really talking, apologizing for that dinner, for the laughter, for not seeing what kind of man he was. I told her it was fine, because it was. Revenge doesn't always need noise. Sometimes it's just a well-timed whisper. Last month, I met a recruiter from a cybersecurity firm, the same one that inherited the contract after Ethan's company fell apart. They were impressed by my detailed anonymous report, said it demonstrated initiative, precision, integrity. They made me an offer. I accepted. Tonight, I passed by the restaurant again, the same one with the dim lights and fake sophistication. It looked smaller somehow, maybe because I'd stopped caring about how people looked at me. I remembered the sound of their laughter that night, brittle, thoughtless, temporary. And then, I remembered the look on his face when I mentioned the audit. That tiny moment of silence when arrogance met consequence. That was the real toast, the one I'd been saving all along. So I smiled to myself and walked away, the echo of that night fading behind me, not as a scar, but as proof.